He's given us this world, He's given us materials, He's given us the land, the dirt, the sky, metals, everything. And we play inside of His playground called the earth. There's no new thing being created. Everything that we're discovering or finding out, thoughts that we think, we're just repeating what God already knows. He already... When they come out with that new iPhone, that new gadget, all that stuff, and our mind is blown, God is like, yeah, I designed all the stuff you made that phone out of. That's a good thought, but I made it first. There's no new thoughts. God's designed all this stuff, and that same creator that designed everything made you, and He said, I'm going to put my image on you. I made you in my image. Immediately, we got value. But what happens is the older that we get, we start becoming detached from the person that God created us to be. And we start living life not really based on His principles or His way of doing things. We start to say, you know what, I'm going to live life the way I decide to. And that sin has caused separation between us and God. It's messed things up. But He calls us to come back to the way He originally made us, which was as His children, to live fully, to be known fully by Him, to love Him fully. And that's why He says this in the Bible. He says, you need childlike faith to know me. There's something crazy is we can learn something from children, like these young ones. What's up? Yeah, what's good? How you feeling? Alright, you're a little older, okay, but I'll give you 5 hours. We can learn something from the young ones because they still have that awe, that childlike faith that God calls us to. That's why I love referring to childhood stories, childhood books, my childhood. I love going back there. I love Dr. Seuss, I love Yertle the Turtle. I love all these stories because they're simple and they speak to me, the child in me. And so, one of my favorite childhood books growing up was Where the Wild Things Are. And I love that story because it's the story of this kid named Max who leaves his home and he goes to this far-off island with his big wild things, terrible wild things with terrible teeth and terrible claws and terrible eyes. And they're trying to punk my man Max. And rightfully so. They were like 9 times bigger than old boy. But he had no fear. He said, nah, I'm not afraid of you. Y'all could kill me, but my courage is crazy. Yeah. It's like he had the biscuit on him or something. You know what I'm saying? He was like, lay down. But dudes are all like, nobody else wasn't for me. Okay. So, in his courage, he stood up to big, terrible, scary things and said, no, I'm not afraid of y'all. And in the same way, I see that childlike faith is what God calls us to. When we come across scary, crazy, big obstacles and situations that look too crazy, too big for us, He's like, I want you to have that faith like Max did, but not in yourself, in me. And the crazy part is God equips us and He sends us to these crazy places, these crazy, scary places where we're left out to dry. We can't depend on our own resources, our own strength, and He says that's perfect because now you can depend on me. So, I love going where the wild things are. Going the places that people tell me I shouldn't. Going the places where there's people that are lost and it's dangerous and it's scary. On my block, my whole block is loaded with drug dealers. Sometimes when people come visit my neighborhood, they're like, what are you doing here? Why do you live in this neighborhood? I said, why wouldn't I live in this neighborhood? All these dudes need to be rich. So people think I'm bugging. We planted a church in my neighborhood and I said, yeah, I'm going to move here and commit to living here to seeing change happen. Not because I'm some superhero, but because I know that Jesus left His throne in heaven and came down to my hood and saved me. So in the same way, why aren't we going to the exact places that need Jesus the most? If some preacher or televangelist told you that all of your Christian life is about comfort, financial security, he lied to you. What life is about abandoning comfort to chase after Jesus wherever He leads us, and Jesus, say, Jesus, you're worth more than all this comfort and this pleasure. Not saying having comfortable things is wicked. I'm just saying that's not the goal. That's not the end goal here. We're going to have extreme comfort and security and protection when it's all said and done. But right now, we got a mission at hand. That's to share that love of Jesus. So, I want to go where the wild things are. I want to go where the wild things are.